Good evening and welcome everybody here to the Reservation Roundup on a Thursday night. I am your voice of Tioga football, Billy French, alongside my partner behind the camera. You'll hear him a little bit on the mic tonight, our producer, Chuck Perkins. And Chuck, what a night it's going to be tonight. It is getting ready, a lot of festivities going on. We got a junior high championship game going on across a couple miles away over at Pineville High School. Our junior high for Tioga Junior High playing Pineville for the district championship. We got trunk or treat going on at the high school a little bit earlier. So what a night of Tioga stuff going on.
Yeah, you said exactly right, Billy. What I was going to tell you is it's apparently it's Halloween for a bunch of our community around here. Yeah. And even though that's not till next Tuesday, we're going to go ahead and they're celebrating it tonight. They're having some safe events for them rather than just walking the streets. You know, they're at Tioga High School. They have trunk or treat. I know the city has something coming up. I don't know if it was tonight or not over there at Keys Park.
Yeah.
LSUA had a big event out there tonight.
A lot going on.
Ball Boo Walk is happening tonight. So you got a lot of events for the little ones. Get out there and get those candies and sweeten them up and, you know, send them to school tomorrow so they'll be just on a rampage.
Absolutely.
Teachers love that, I'm telling you.
Yes, I'm telling you. Well, while they're doing all that, we're going to be here live at Quebedeaux like we do every Thursday night, and this will be the Reservation Roundup with Coach Kevin Cook. Now, he's at the junior high game. There's a chance Coach Cook might not make the thing, but you know what? It's never a bad time to talk about Tioga football.
It's not, and you know, he has a little curly-headed one that is over the junior high playing some ball, so, you know, hats off to him for being able to go and watch this kid Curly, and we'll just call him that because I know that's one of his affectionate names he calls him. Yeah, Curly. Get a chance to go and watch him play. It did get pushed back a little bit of little time, so hopefully he'll be in here a little bit later.
But we do have, of course, we got D-line coaches coming in. Of course, a lot of the D-line getting ready for a big matchup tomorrow night against Peabody. But real quick, we're going to shift gears back to last week here. We had a away game, our furthest travel of the season, and we went against a perennial powerhouse in Neville, the Tigers, and don't know if you got to watch that game at home, guys. We got to get there a little bit earlier, Chuck and I, and we got to get a full tour of the facilities at Neville. And when I tell you, it is like something you've never seen before at a high school stadium. It was a college atmosphere, a whole floor, and when I say floor, the entire floor of production for their video and their audio and everything that they do. Got about 25, 30 people seem to be working for them out there. Just, it was a well-oiled machine. And Chuck does it by himself. And they got 30-something people over there, buddy, that's getting everything done.
Well, and then I will say they do have a lot more camera views than I'm able. I only have 2 arms.
That's
so
right.
I'm limited to a few things. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, a whole floor. And that's just the live day game cameras and what you see on the screen.
Yep.
There's multiple floors what they do have where they store equipment, where they prep stuff, get it ready, get it clean for the next one. They have got a layout that is just absolutely wonderful. I was actually drooling a little bit, to be honest with you.
They were trying to recruit
and
Chuck
it wasn't
already.
a Snickers bar in the seat there.
Look, they were trying to get Chuck to leave Tioga and go to Neville. And I look, when he saw all the cameras and everything that he saw, you can't tell me there wasn't a little bit of temptation.
See, and I'm twitching now, Billy. So, and those kinds of things don't affect me a bit.
But a beautiful, beautiful facilities that they had at Neville, of course. And then once the game got kicked off, it kind of expected. Neville runs deep, boy. They have 100 players sitting over there and all studs. They got a lot of guys that's in second string over there that would be starters for most team in the state of Louisiana. And there's a reason that they're always a top tier program, and it starts from that junior high, and it just works its way up. And Neville was everything that we thought they were going to be. Of course, they get in there. We do a good job with the opening kickoff. We keep Neville to just a field goal after they march down there. We stop them. We really had a hard time getting things going in the first half offensively for Tioga. Things started to pick up a little bit, but that was by at that point we were already down about 7. It was already around 17 points, given up in the first half. Well, then, Jacorian does what Jacorian does, and they kick off to him, and he runs it back 99 yards. When I tell you, you could not get any closer to a 100-yard return. He did kind of almost the Odell Beckham a little bit, leaning back to make the catch and taking off running.
I agree with you. You just say it's 100 yards.
It sounds so much better.
99 and 7/8, 99 and 15/6, just 100 yards.
My call on live, I even said it. That was a 100-yard return, and I'll live and stand by that. I know you can't have that in high school football, of course. If a player touches in the end zone, it's a touchback. But we're going to give it to him anyways. It was just a heck of a play. Then, of course, later on he has a 65-yarder, almost breaks it again for another touchdown, but doesn't quite. Case Malone had a better second half. We were able to the adjustments made by the Tioga offense. A lot of rollouts in that second half. Case seemed to find his targets. Had a good touchdown pass to Mr. Ryan Reeves. Ryan had a great night punting the ball. Of course, we had a lot of, it's tough to move the ball down the field on Neville, and so Ryan got a lot of opportunities and was able to flip the field position pretty good bit for Tioga.
They did, and like you said, that second half, it coming out as like a whole different team.
Yes.
With the adjustments that the coaches had made with us, and how they were able to orchestrate going down. Definitely a different focus, not just from the players and the coaches. Everybody just seemed to be really zoned in on what was going on. Like they almost got the playbook.
Absolutely, and not too many teams have scored that many points on Neville. Of course, their last – here, I'll just give you their last we've scored 13 points on them. Before that was 6 by Grant, and that was mop-up duty at the end. Peabody got shut out. 10 points they gave up 14 points to Ruston. That's the only game they've lost all year was against that Ruston team. They lost 14-10.
I was fixing to ask you what was the final on that one. So
14-10. Then they before that they shut out North Caddo. They didn't have any points. So this Neville defense it lives up to the hype. They're very, very good. So Tioga coming away with 13. We should have had more. We left a lot out there, but we left that ball game pretty healthy. No major injuries, nothing like that. Which is any time you play a school as good as a Neville, you want to make sure that your guys are not – you can't afford to lose anybody because we're getting ready for that playoff push.
Yeah.
We got 2 weeks left. We got Peabody this week at home for senior night. Then we finish the season at Grant. And then on a Thursday night ball game. And there should be a good chance if Tioga wins out, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on as well, but if Tioga wins out, there is a high probability that Tioga will get a first-round bye and then a second-round home playoff game, and that is crucial in high school football.
And there are mixed emotions and mixed feelings about having a first-round bye. But to go back to what we were talking about real quick before we leave it, that Northeast team, Ruston, for the longest it was known as the West Monroe.
Right.
And so now I would say I would pass that crown over to Ruston at this point in time
Correct.
and say it is the Ruston Bearcats.
Yes.
And, then there's West Monroe up there as well.
West Monroe, a bad year for West Monroe is 1 loss. That's a bad year. So that's a very, very high standard. And then next year we've got some district realignments going on.
Yes.
And it's a high probability on that you're going to have Ruston, West Monroe, Alexandria, Pineville,
Neville.
Ouachita, and now Neville.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're going to put that Ash program, that Neville program, that Ruston program, and that West Monroe program, and that Ouachita. That Ouachita, they're having a down year this year, but that Ouachita team is very good. And my goodness, what a tough district that's going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be like the elite of the elite. That's going to be matching up with some of those New Orleans playing type districts that are down there.
I think
I
think this overpowers that, to be honest.
I agree.
They do with the Edna Cars and the Warren Eastons and all that, and they're phenomenal. But that many, I'm telling you, it's going to be a treat. So, again, this was probably our last time playing Neville. Neville does move up to 5A next year, so there'll be some district realigning with us, and we don't quite know what that's going to be. There's some possibility of Wassman possibly coming into our district, and so as soon as we find out about that, of course, we'll let you know. But you never know what the LHSA is going to do.
This is true.
It could be a whole bunch of realignment and all that. So we are live every Thursday night from Quebedeaux here during the regular season. Now, again, next week we will be playing Grant next week. Tomorrow night we have Peabody. But next week we have Grant on a Thursday night. So we're going to have to shift our coaches show, the Reservation Roundup, and we're going to have that on Tuesday night next week here at Quebedeaux. Is that correct, Chuck?
We are going to be, yes, we will be here on Tuesday night here at Quebedeaux, because what we originally had thought, and I got my dates mixed up. I thought that next week was when the trunk or treat was going to be, because that was Halloween was Tuesday. And I was thinking that was when it was. I totally did not get the dates matched up. So we will be here Tuesday night next week.
Yep. So, again, it'll just be a shift change. And then, of course, we will have our coaches show. We'll talk, every Thursday night getting prepared for the following week and talk about the weeks before. That's everywhere. We thank Quebedeaux, everything that they do here. The food is phenomenal.
Oh, my gosh.
And if you get a chance to come on a coach's show, the Reservation Roundup, wear your Tioga gear. So wear a hat, wear a shirt, whatever. Anything that says Tioga, they're going to give you a little special menu, a Tioga menu.
And you don't have to just order off of that.
No, you can still order whatever you want.
But there is special pricing on that menu, and it is a phenomenal menu. Go ahead.
And you cannot beat the pricing on that. You're going to get stuff that I promise you can't go to the fast food down the street and get it any cheaper. And I promise you this place is going to be a lot better. And it's always a fun atmosphere. You got the music playing in the background. And, hey, you get to look at us. And I have the face for radio, but we're not on we're not audio anymore, buddy. We're unfortunate. You got to look at me now.
That's my fault that you have video now.
Yeah, I don't mind it a bit. I know the people that watch here love to see what's going on here at Tioga. So Coach Kevin Cook has walked into the door.
What?
Yeah, so the next
did it open first?
It did.
Or did he hit the door when he walked in?
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Coach Kevin Cook on Reservation Roundup.
He's trying to cover up that pop knot from his wife earlier.
I know it. And so when we come back, we'll talk to Coach Cook, and then we're going to bring in the D-line coaches and some of the D-line players here in our third segment. So we're going to take a break. We're live at Quebedeaux here in Pineville on the Reservation Roundup. We'll be right back with Coach Kevin Cook.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
And welcome back, everybody, here to Reservation Roundup with Coach Kevin Cook. And Coach is here. He left at halftime of the junior high championship game. Of course, this man makes his rounds about everywhere trying to, part of the job is not just coaching the varsity.
No, it's not.
You've got to go to every JV.
There's
you
a
got
lot of
junior
stuff.
high. Well, right now, a little update on the score. 8-0, Tioga Junior High on top of the Pineville Junior High team. Again, you can watch that on 446 Sports. Just go to our website. You can see, or our Facebook or YouTube, and you can watch that game live. It is at halftime right now. Or you can just watch us for a little while, and then you go back and watch the game, or vice versa, whatever you want to do. But, Coach, real quick on how's the junior high looking right now?
They look good. They have a very diversified group. So they have several linemen and several skilled people. It's not just all the same size kid out there. And,
right.
I thought their offensive line was blocking well and moving the football well, and Coach Racine does a good job of getting the hands and the ball into the hands of the people that need it, and so it's going to be a great football game. I had watched Pineville a little earlier this year in a game as well, and they're a good football club. So two good junior high teams.
Absolutely, and what I've heard, I haven't got a chance to go watch this junior high team, but I heard their offensive line, our offensive line of Tioga, is the biggest in the district. I heard that size-wise, they're pretty hoss.
I would think that they are.
Yeah.
They're pretty healthy.
And, of course, they got Saldana running the ball, and I went to school with his daddy, and he was a running back in those days, back in the Gap, as they would say. It was a long, long time ago. So it's nice to see, some second-generation players moving up.
Absolutely.
And we're hoping they're going to be coming to you. Now, Saldana is a 7th grader, but plays on the 8th grade team.
Yes.
Number 44, that little running back. So, it's nice to see that junior high, and of course, you're only as good as your junior high, coming up, because you got to have some athletes to try to, when they get to that high school level.
Yeah, we've always been close with our junior high, ever since I've been there. And of course, they're right next door to us. That makes a huge difference.
Yes,
makes it super convenient. But they've been good to us, and I hope we've been good to them. My 9 years there, and we'll hopefully that will continue.
Absolutely. So that's 8-0 over at the junior high, but. Last week's matchup, of course, we had a big district matchup against, Neville. Of course, we knew Neville going in how good of a program they are. Had some success in that second half offensively moving the ball. We had some really good success in the special teams throughout the night with Jacorian. Yes. Jacorian had the one big long one, and then had another one that almost broke loose for another one. But, a tough loss, but a loss that I think that we learned something from that loss, and we came out of there pretty healthy from what I was gathering. I didn't see anybody that seemed to be on the field. We didn't have any injury on the field-wise for us to see.
No, we didn't have any injuries on the field, and so that that's always a good thing for the moms and dads and the team. So.
Right. Yeah, of course that, and you got a playoff push coming up, and you want to make sure that everybody's healthy as possible.
That's right.
So we fall 44-13 to Neville, and got to see a few good things. I did like that second half of the adjustment was made, rolling Case out a little bit more left and right. Of course, you know, that defensive line of Neville was just, I mean, they were in your backfield as soon as Case took a step back. You know, they were very, very big and very strong.
Yeah, they're very good. You know, they lost by 4 to Ruston, who's number 1 in the non-select 5A group, but really should have beat Ruston. I think one of them muffed a punt or had a bad snap. I don't remember what the case scenario was, but by all rights, you know, they felt like that's one that got away from them, and so that shows the quality of football that they play. And when you go up there, you're gonna have to bring that same quality. We weren't quite on that level Friday night, but we're working to get there this week.
Absolutely, and that's like we had talked about last week. It's a high probability that might be the last time we see Neville with them moving up to 5A and changing districts, and we wouldn't see them in playoffs or anything like that. But was hoping to get a big victory on that one. But, you know, it happens. You live and you learn. You get better from week to week. Now we turn our attention to Peabody, a very familiar opponent here right across the river.
Yes.
Senior night, so it's going to be a great night. I know you got a very, very strong senior class this year. And, of course, you want to make sure that these guys get the due that they do. And tell us a little bit on senior nights, because I know, of course, but those of you at home, some of the things that we do pregame, maybe with the fathers and stuff that you do on a senior night ball.
Yeah, we have a unique system in place for our seniors. I think it's pretty cool. And thank you, Coach Perkins. Thank you. And so I have a very unique system for our fathers. They come in at 5, and we feed them a nice meal. And at that point, by that point, the boys are awake and getting dressed or already dressed. But we invite the dads to come into the locker room, and they can hang out with their son while he's getting all of his equipment on and just visit and, you know, rock out to whatever music we're playing.
Yeah.
It's probably not what they normally listen to.
Not rock. Probably most
so
of them.
that's right. Probably not rock, but we're going to let that one go at that. And so everybody's doing their thing. And then we have a window of opportunity where we take all the dads and their sons out, and we simply play catch on the field. You know, more likely than not, that's the person that taught them how to throw a football. And so we want to end their football career with playing a little football with Dad. And so we go out there and do that. And then they kind of join in on the stretching. By that time, the team's going to kind of make their way out there for our regular routine. And then we just kind of jump in line for the traditional senior night honors of walking down the field, being introduced to Mom and Dad. Mom meets them on the track. But they're also invited then at that point to come inside with us, and I let each dad, you know, give part of the pregame speech. They can say something to their son or address the team, whichever way they see fit. And it's always been an emotional night, and you know, a lot more tears than fire, I would say. So, but we're looking forward to that. It's always a great event, and we're looking forward to it tomorrow night.
Absolutely. To this day, still one of my favorite moments of my son playing at Tioga was when you guys had that just playing catch. Even though it's something we did every day almost for years and years, something about being on the football field in between the numbers, man, it's a great feeling, of course. And then shout out and kudos to the quarterback club. They feed these players and feed a lot of guys, especially during the games a lot of times. And they do such a good – David Jones does a phenomenal job of cooking.
All those guys.
Yeah, that whole crew that just – I don't want to leave anybody out. They do just – the quarterback club does a great job of feeding everybody from players to just people going outside to the tent.
We need to get David Jones on the show next week.
I'd love to.
On Tuesday. Tell him, hey, we want the food coordinator to come on here,
Look,
the nutrition specialist.
I'll make Chuck put a graphic on the bottom.
Absolutely.
Look, get David Jones, food cooker. Let's do something really bland. Not chef. I want to hear something like food cooker. That's what I want on there.
So.
But shout out to them, of course, at a big game. So Peabody. You know, we'll talk a little bit about Peabody, and then we'll, like I said, after this segment, we'll bring in Coach Thompson and Coach Ivy a lot of the linemen here, and we'll talk to them. We're going to have a bunch of young men, so we'll really get to talk to them a little bit. But Peabody, you know, they're a lot better this year than they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Their coach, Coach Coleman, he's done a great job.
He has done a
there.
great job.
Those of you who don't know, Coach Coleman played at LSU, one of the stars at LSU back in the day, and he has that mindset and that mentality, and he's brought it over to Peabody, and they have really, in these few years since he's been there, really bought in, and they're explosive on the offensive side.
offensively, putting up a lot of numbers, both in the air and on the ground, which is what makes them frustrating to deal with because they'll do a little bit of everything to you. Like you said, Coach Coleman's he's a great guy, number one. I've really enjoyed getting to know him over the past year. But he does do a phenomenal job with those kids and has them playing great football.
Yes.
And really believing and working hard and just running hard. You can see it on film. They're working and they're playing so hard.
Right. So. Yeah, and then they're coming in right now 6-2, 1-1 in district. They start off the season with Lafayette Renaissance, beat them 36-6, beat Faraday 32-22, lost to a very good Logansport team 34-6, shut out Green Oaks, shut out Washington Marion, lost to Neville by 51-0. That was of course that was that's a big game. That's for that Peabody team. Then they beat an undefeated St. Mary's, a very good team, 40-21, and then beat Grant last week 45-16. So Larry Roberts, the quarterback for Peabody, he's not afraid to throw the ball down the field, and he's got an option. And D-Pass is his name. You would think it'd be more Cajun than that, but it's D-Pass. But that is Coach Coleman's nephew.
Yeah.
And so this young man, he specifically came to Peabody to play for his uncle.
That's right.
And he's pretty explosive. He got Player of the Week in St. last week. And so I know you guys. Yeah. He had what do you have? Something. He's got over 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns already this year.
Yeah.
So the young man can play. So I'm pretty sure you and the team have already kind of spotted him out on the film and have a game plan going on for him.
Well, he's a great quarterback. There's no question about that, and he's made a big difference over there. And so I know Coach is happy to have him, and we're anxious to play good quality football. We're anxious to play somebody who's good, and he's a very talented young man, and it's going to be a big challenge for our defense.
Absolutely, big district ball game between Tioga and Peabody. Of course, they're coming to the reservation. This is senior night. So we'll have, I'm sure, jumpers and all that good stuff like we normally do for, tailgating. And that's something over the last few years, Coach, that I've really enjoyed more of is the more tailgate that we have. I mean, we're starting, when we first kicked it off, of course, when you came aboard, we had a few things with maybe on homecoming night or maybe, when we had the reunion type deal. But it seems to be just every game from here on all season long at home that we've had such a strong church support from a lot of the local churches coming out, putting jumpers, doing ice creams and snow cones and all that. And that really feeds into just a great community we have.
It does. And, it started with Mr. Lacombe a year or two ago. He kind of had this vision for the tailgating, what he wanted it to look like. And then we just reached out to the local churches, and they were all about it. And then the local schools, some of the elementaries and junior highs also have helped out at times. And it's just been a lot of fun. It's been a great environment, a great event, for our community to come out to. And then, we always give all the elementary school kids a free ticket. So mom and dad, it doesn't cost them a fortune to come to the game. So they're more apt to come and let their child play and have a great time and then come in and then they sell some money left over to support the band by buying a Coke.
Absolutely.
And so it's just been a good thing.
It's just an awesome experience. Senior night's coming up here tomorrow night at the reservation. Again, we want you in the stadium. Please come back, these Tioga Indians, as we get ready for our playoff push. And then you can turn around and you can watch us later on, and you can watch some film. If little Johnny did something good and you want to go back and watch it, you can always go. But we want you in the stadium, packing the house. And just supporting Tioga, and we do a really good job. We not only do we pack the house on home games, we travel really well for a school. Everywhere we go, the whole visitor side is almost full.
Yeah, and I thought we traveled well last week up to Monroe, and had a very positive output there. And so that's what our people do. The Reservation Nation will get on their car and head up or down or sideways, whatever they have to do to get somewhere, so to watch football.
Absolutely, and just a good atmosphere to be tomorrow night. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have some good food. We're going to have some great presentations for all these seniors. Got a lot of great young men on this the senior class, and we're going to miss after this season, but season ain't over yet, though. We getting ready. We got 2 regular seasons, and we're hoping we get a first-round bye. If looking ahead, which I can look ahead. I know you can't because you're focused on Peabody. But looking ahead, I think if Tioga wins out, and Chuck and I were talking about this earlier, there's a high probability that we do get that first round bye, that 8 seed, top 8 seeds, and then a possible a home game in the second round.
Right.
Which is exactly what you would want. You get some rest. You get a little bit of even more healthier. What is your take on that? Do you prefer the bye, or do you like to keep things rolling and keep that rhythm going?
We've had a lot of debates about this in the office. I don't know which way's better.
Right.
Do you want to stay in that rhythm, or do you get out of the rhythm but get some rest? So it's either rhythm or rest.
Right.
Like one of those two has to be what you hang your hat on. I don't know which is better or worse. We'll take whatever we can get, though, is what I do know. And so whichever one, we'll be happy to be in the playoffs and be at home, because I think we'll be at home either way.
Either way, yeah.
And so if we can just even 1-1 out of these last 2 weeks, I think we're at home in the first time we play a playoff game, whether that's round 1 or 2. So, we'll just kind of see how all that shakes out.
Yep, should be a fun night at the Reservation. But we're here tonight at the Reservation Roundup with Coach Kevin Cook every Thursday night. Look, I gotta emphasize this. Every Thursday night except for next Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because we play next Thursday night against Grant. We finished the regular season against Grant. So we're going to move our next week's show from Thursday to Tuesday night. And so we'll have our final regular season game. And that as long as we got playoffs, maybe we're going to have the shows here every Thursday night as well. And we want to keep continuing that. All the way to the Dome is our goal, and that's what we want to keep having shows. And I know Quebedeaux don't mind us coming either, because we bring a good crowd, and plus there's some food is fantastic here. Look, Chuck's chomping at the bits. I know he's wanting to say something about it.
And I do, because I have a feeling we're fixing to go to break.
That's correct.
So you were just talking about the food, and I believe that is Coach Cook's boat.
I've been waiting on it to pull
so
in a little bit.
If you
Bring
would
that over,
dare
Coach.
pull that in front of you,
I'd love for
because
everybody
I
to
just
see.
want to celebrate with
Look at
Quebedeaux
that.
on this monster. Watch here. Watch
Yeah,
what.
zoom in.
It's
Zoom in
like
on
somebody
that.
took their glasses off here. We're going to zoom in on
You
this.
kind of tilt him up, too.
There we go.
Look a little
Look,
better. Look at that.
That is what the catfish platter.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a
So
small even.
That is the small catfish. Catfish platter. And there's 4 pieces on that. But I'm gonna tell you, if you were to come here during the regular day, not on our Reservation Roundup, you get the same thing. But because you're here on Reservation Roundup, you're getting it at a wonderfully discounted price.
Absolutely.
And so they cut nothing out of it. Their pride in what they serve us is still in everything that they do. So I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to Quebedeaux.
Absolutely.
And just highlight them, because they have been phenomenal for us this
They
year.
have been.
This is, this is on that special menu for Tioga. Now, it's on the regular menu, like Chuck said. There's a bunch of other stuff, but the po' boys.
Get my
the
butt over here.
burger-
Billy's looking
look,
at
I'm
it way too
eyeballing
hard.
it.
He's looking at it way too hard. He's going to pull it over.
You saw
Put
that
it in
arm
reverse.
slowly
I'm like,
shifting
slide
over.
over.
And we're going to take a break.
It's like a 16-year-old boy at the movies. Got to watch this guy.
Knocking the
my
popcorn.
goodness. So every week we'll be here for our coaches show, the Reservation Round. Yeah, I thought about it. So stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We're coming back with Coach Thompson and Coach Ivy and a bunch of the D-line. We're going to talk to them a little bit. Should be fun. That'll give Coach Cook a little time to go eat that fish. And then we'll bring him back for just a few little, just kind of a wrap-up at the end of the night.
Sure.
So, again,
Or fend off a proposal, one of the
Yes.
two.
Hey, I'll tell a funny story about how I elbowed one of my dates in the head at the movies trying that maneuver.
Trying that
So,
maneuver.
not very good. Not very
well,
good.
it wasn't Kelly.
No,
There's
no.
because she probably
I
wouldn't have married you.
Absolutely
you wasn't
not.
that
She was
smooth.
unconscious. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot. We'll give a lot of details. It's
Well,
embarrassing.
we're going to take a break while we're right back with the coaches on the D-line and the defensive line players right here live at Quebedeaux for the Reservation Roundup on 446 Sports.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
All right, everybody. We got a large – it's a good thing we had the extra tables tonight here. This is the Reservation Roundup here live at Quebedeaux. We got a couple players, and we got, of course, a couple coaches, Coach Thompson, Coach Ivy. We appreciate you guys for coming on. And I'll start with you, Coach Thompson. Just a big, big night of getting ready for tomorrow night, senior night. A lot of senior leaders on this team, Coach. And tell me kind of who's here with you today on this side, and tell us a little bit.
We have Jaden Pageant right here to my right. He's been with me for 4 years. He's been through it all, the good, bad, and the ugly, I like to say.
Yeah.
And we have Preston Ivy, who's been with me for 2 years. They're both seniors. Going to be huge losses graduating this year with experience and all-around effort up front. I mean, big losses that we're going to miss. But we have younger guys coming up. We have Brody Quebedeaux, who will be a senior next year. He's a junior this year. We have AJ down there as a sophomore starting, and we have some good-looking freshmen coming up too.
Yeah.
So
well, it helps having that great junior high class that keeps
does.
coming up.
It does.
Of course, on that, everybody's curious on that score. It's still 8-0. Junior high is going, but Jaden, man, you and Preston, look, we called y'all's names a lot last Friday night at Neville. I mean, both of y'all had really, really good games. If I went back, I remember, especially you two for sure. Y'all seemed to be, Jaden, you was kind of feeling it. I mean, I seen you out there. You had some emotion going on.
Oh yeah. That was making me mad. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember saying a couple of times, like, all right, calm down. Here go. One more play to go here.
Yeah.
But tell us, how was that atmosphere for you guys with Neville? I mean, that was I know that was y'all's first time going to Neville. Is that right?
Yeah, it was definitely something different. So I mean, just the environment. It almost felt like a college stadium, just the way they had it set up and everything. The bleachers at the other end of the field. It was a fun environment, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Preston, so. Mr. Ivy, tell us a little bit what you thought about Neville, man.
It was different. It was different, like Pageant said. It was fun. It was.
You want it back? You kind of want to do it again, just because now that you know what you see. And
most definitely,
You guys definitely were not overpowered. You guys were not. You could tell that you belong where you're at. And we talked to the play-by-play guy after there, and he was very impressed that most teams come in there and they just shut them out. They don't do a lot. They don't hit the players that hard. But he had made mention that he's like, man, you got some players on that Tioga team, and that bodes well for you guys seniors. Going out on a big, of course, this season's not even close to being over but playing a caliber of a team like that, and that just prepares you for that playoff run.
Yes, sir.
And just should be. So we're going to shift it over here to Coach Ivy, Coach Jalen Ivy, who, if you see the similarities in our faces, this is my son, everybody. And so, of course, this is his first year coming in at Tioga. Super proud, of course, to him moving back home. And tell us a little bit what the take was. Of course, you played at Neville the first time Tioga did play at Neville that first year that they were in district with us. And so you knew what to tell these young men to get ready. Of course, you've played ball games, way bigger than this with the Bayou Classic every year, and, of course, playing LSU and everything there. Tell us, a little bit what kind of preparation you had for these guys.
A lot of the preparation that we had. This is on?
Yes.
A lot of the preparation that we had, it was mainly mental. We did most of the teaching that we had to do during camp and through the first couple of weeks, and now we're just, you are who you are.
Yep.
We just try to do the things that we do better than the things that the teams we go against do. But we have a great group of guys, and they play hard, and I feel like when you go into any big game like that, your effort is going to be stand out alone. It's got to be your number one priority. And then your technique behind that, and then where the ball lands after that, that's what it is.
Well, tell us who you got on you, which I know he just introduced him, but tell him again over here on this side.
I got my guy Brody here and my guy AJ. So there are young dogs that coming up. Brody's not so young. He's going to be a senior next year.
Yeah.
But, they really grown this year. AJ, he starts, and now Brody gets a good bit of playing time, and he starts, some games for us.
Yeah, it depends on what offense they're running.
Most definitely. He's definitely our run stopper.
Yes, yeah.
But they're two great kids, and then the two down there, I've only known them for a year, but, they made an impact on me, and I love them to death.
Well, let Brody, of course, you coming in being that nose tackle, you got to stop that run. Tell me what kind of preparations you got for this Peabody team that can run the ball and throw the ball. So what kind of preparations you guys going for that?
Yeah, we just we worked on reading the blocks a lot, like zone blocking and stuff, how to get around it, and we just learned what plays they're going to run, how they're going to run them, and everything. So it was a long week, but it was a good week too.
Well, AJ, I'm going to let you get a little talk to. Now, AJ, we've called your name pretty much all year as long. You're one of them emotional leaders on the defensive side. You like making plays in the backfield as well. And I know your dad, of course, I'm sure he's watching right now as well, and your mom as well. But tell us how excitement it is for you, of course, being one of the younger guys, but getting a lot of playing time, to face a team like Neville. I mean, had you seen anything like that? And I don't want to hype them up to where they're some, unbelievable team, but it is a different, different atmosphere when you play that type of team. Tell us a little bit on what you took away from playing a team like Neville in that atmosphere.
It was pretty fun. It was different from all the other teams. I really just picked up, I got to work on my pass rush moves more.
Yeah.
And how to read a block more.
Yeah, because those offensive linemen are not no slouches. They're pretty big guys. Well,
Yeah.
Coach Thompson, again, this is is it the fifth year? And, of course, every year it seems like this defensive line just gets a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little faster. And of course, what kind of mindset do we have right now for this Peabody team? Again, Coach Cook and I talked earlier, not only can they throw the ball really well, they have a running back that, he's pretty stout, and they can mix it up pretty well.
Yeah, from what I understand, he just came into Peabody this year. I'm not sure where he came from, but they definitely didn't have him last year.
Yeah, he got hurt before the season. Yeah,
so,
this is Coach Coleman's nephew.
Okay.
Nephew. So that's why he came to Peabody.
We didn't see him last year.
Yeah.
So they don't run a whole lot on offense, but what they do well.
Yeah.
And I think that's earlier in the year you can see them opening up the playbook, doing a lot of different things, and they just didn't do it well. And later in the season, they've narrowed it down to what they can do, and they do it really well.
Well, again, both of y'all, this, the strength to me of this Tioga defense, and it's very even, but it goes by the defensive line. Now, I am partial to the defensive line. That's where my kid here played. So when I watch a game, and being defensive players, defensive line coaches, you watch a game differently than a lot of people watch it, because first thing you're looking at is, all right, how much pressure are they getting? How much penetration are they pushing those linemen back? And it seems like all year long, Tioga is extremely successful when these guys just just wreak havoc on that quarterback, and he don't have time, and that's what sets up those safeties in the secondary to get all these interceptions. So again, if they don't run the ball a lot, and like I said, if they do run the ball, it's pretty. But they're going to pass probably 80% of the time, I imagine, somewhere around that way.
They're actually pretty split, more than you would think. You would think they would throw it, but they're pretty split.
To me, that bodes well to you guys' defense.
Yeah.
Because that gives these guys a lot more opportunity to get back there and kind of disrupt that quarterback and force throws that he might not want to throw. And then that's where Ja'Cory, Josh, Max, all these guys seem to do well. It's got to be pretty exciting having the season that you guys are having, especially in the turnover rate. I mean, you guys are, again, Ja'Cory and Josh and Max and all of them are getting these turnovers, but these guys right here are the reason those are coming. And it's got to be nice being a defensive coach and kind of getting to reap those benefits and seeing it happen week in and week out. Is that right?
It is. It's early in the year, especially when we were getting pick six after pick six. Last year, we were getting those pick six, but they were getting called back.
Yeah.
We were getting them, but every time we'd get a penalty and it'd be called back.
Yeah.
This year we were like, yes, we're finally getting them on the scoreboard. So it helped out a lot, especially with momentum. Especially you go back to Bro Bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, we scored 21 points in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And 14 of it was on defense. So it helps huge in that game.
Well, it opens up everything for
It
every
does.
aspect of the ball game. And of course, knowing Jalen that you're, being a defensive lineman just recently, that defensive line, unless you get a sack, it's kind of an unsung hero. You don't get a lot of love but it seems like that secondary or the safeties get all the love. But the defensive line is where it's at to make sure that games can win and lose.
Most definitely. We try to, instill in these guys that, we're all going to do the dirty work, but we're going to have a good time doing it, and whether that's, you get accolation and praise from the announcers or, voters or anything like that. But within this room, within the group, we're going to have a good time, So that's why you see us when we're getting off the field on third down, we're gonna turn it up a little bit coming off the field.
I love it. Well, real quick to the two seniors down here, of course. Give me a rundown here, Jaden. Do you have, and of course I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, but any aspirations right now of playing at the next level?
No, not really. I haven't really thought. I thought about it for a while, but I just don't see myself going into college. I'm not a school guy. I don't like school.
I got you.
I'm thinking about going to be a lineman. So,
okay, there you go. Well, I mean they're good. Yeah. You got to be more specific, man. We're talking about not playing football. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Ivy, what about yourself, buddy?
Well, no, I don't. I'm going straight to the workforce. Going to the same thing he's wanting to do. Be a lineman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's a lost trade. People don't realize. Everybody wants to be graphic designers and all this stuff, but you need the blue collar jobs to be able to get things rolling. So, hey, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, that's what we do. I mean, I didn't go to college either. So, it is what it is. But big night, coaches. Appreciate y'all for coming on. Because tomorrow night is senior night. These guys here get to go out on the field, throw the ball around, of course, and get to have their parents go out there and walk. It's a special night. It seems to be that sometimes people can lose focus on what's going on, but I see that you guys have pretty much got a great mindset for this team, and nothing really distracts them. And it's kind of it is what it is as far as making sure that you guys know it's a football game to be played, but you get to enjoy the atmosphere, get to enjoy the tailgating pregame and all that. And so I'm looking forward to do it. Of course, I'll get to hang out with a little bit with them before the game and maybe try to interview a few of them as well. So we want to appreciate all the players again for coming in. Coach Thompson, Coach Ivy, thank y'all for coming on board.
No problem.
We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back for that final segment with Coach Kevin Cook. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investment.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And welcome back here to our final segment here live at Quebedeaux in Pineville. This is the Reservation Roundup. I am Billy French, your voice of Tioga football, alongside this guy right here, Coach Kevin Cook. We appreciate him coming on. Of course, behind the camera, Mr. Chuck Perkins. Thank you for producing and keeping us rolling and doing everything right. Coach, again, we talked a little bit about it. Big night tomorrow night, another district game. It is senior night, and we want to make sure that these seniors it's not the final home game for us, thank God, because we're having a great season and things are moving along, so we will get to have another game. But a lot of teams in the state, senior night is the last time that they're going to play on a home game.
That's right.
And yep.
It's a unique night,
It
if
is.
you know that's your last night to be out there where you've played your whole high school career at. And so it is an emotional night a lot of times. Now, we are blessed, like you said, we're going to get to come back to it. Minimum at least one more time.
At least, yep.
We're excited about that.
Bittersweet for a lot of these players. Again, like we talked to Jaden Padgett and Preston Ivy a minute ago, they're not pursuing the next level. They want to get into the workforce, which is phenomenal.
Great idea.
I love it. Again, everybody thinks hey, we got to go be graphic design. And there's nothing wrong with that by any means. But blue collar, especially nowadays, that's where you're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And get in there, and that's a kind of a lost art. Your plumbers and your electricians and.
Well, I
like
read
that.
something the other day that was something to this effect. It gave the price breakdown of how much money it costs to get an education for 4 years in college and get a bachelor's degree, and then it gave the breakdown of like a trade school and how much money you would make, very quickly in a trade setting, and then how much money the average person makes afterward, and it was really eye-opening to see.
Yeah, it's a lost art. I mean, you got these guys that can go in there and fix it of everything from plumbers to electricians and making a lot of money because there's not a large demand of people looking for that employment.
Well, those guys are going to do a great job, whatever they decide to do. If they change their mind and go to college, they'll do well. If they, they go to trade school and and they'll do well there also, and hopefully send some checks back to the booster club.
Hey,
you know?
that's the
what I'm
main
talking
deal.
about
Look,
right
all
there.
of our
I'm all about
alumni,
that.
that's how we keep things rolling, man.
That's right.
You leave, and
That's
then
right.
you come back with dollars.
We need a little sign down there at the bottom that says to donate, to
All-
give. You know
all
what I'm talking
proceeds
about?
help
Right
benefit
there.
the Tioga football.
So it'd be awesome.
But again, big night against Peabody tomorrow night. Come out, pack the house. Come on, everybody. This is going to be a phenomenal game. This team from Peabody is going to make it exciting. They got a lot of playmakers.
Mhm.
And your Tioga Indians are just really, really good. And this is, you want to come out and support them. I don't want to be that person that says, when you're winning, of course, that's normally when you're packing a house. We've been blessed over the last 8-9 years that since you've been here. We've made the playoffs every year. We've changed the culture. Or you have changed the culture around here to where you're in the hunt every year, and it's helped bring a lot of fans. And you got a lot of people that went to school here 40 years ago, 50 years ago. They come to they don't have a kid on the team.
That's right.
Nobody, but they are in the stands, and it's the same ones. They sit in that same spot.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, and being a part of that order. And that's why I love Tioga so much. It's because you know everybody. We're a small enough community to where you pretty much know everybody. You know their life story. You know all that. And you can sit down and just chat with them for 20 minutes, and it's like it never, it's like your kids again, like when you grew up.
Well, it's fun to see, just such a variety of people at the games, because you have people from each generation and people who graduated in different decades, but you do get to see a lot of the same ones, every home game in particular, and it just makes it neat, and you get to hear some of their stories about the way it was when they were in school or whatever the case may be. And I just enjoy it. But I'm a people person. So.
That's it. And of course, me, again, coming to Tioga when I was a wee little lad. And then, of course, remembering some of the parents of the guys I played football with, they're there on Friday nights. And then, of course, I'm here. And then my son's down on the field coaching. And then my grandbaby sitting, right below me in the press box. I'm over here watching that, and it's like 4 generations just right there. And of course, and in my mind, of course, the new, but since back then the stadium's a lot nicer, all the facilities are all nice, but it still has that same feel. You know what I mean?
Well, it still feels like home.
Yes, absolutely. So that's what Tioga's about. That's why we do what we do. That's why we love this community. We love the entire area around here. Of course, Quebedeaux, thank you so much for allowing us to come in here. This is right down the street. This is, 2 miles from Tioga, just a stone's throw away. Exactly, Chuck. Chuck is the greatest. I'm telling you, if you ever want to have a home games and stuff of Monopoly, go get Chuck Perkins, and he'll teach you charades like you wouldn't believe. He's behind the camera. Look, we had our coach speak show on every Sunday at 5 p.m. We do our coach. We're all the play-by-play guys. Well, we're announcing our Southern Air players of the week. Well, that particular week he didn't have our monitor working. For some reason, it wasn't working. So we're saying, okay, and so is our player. I think that like it might have been Corey Norris was our player of the Southern Air player of the week, play of the week. And so we're like, boom, so everybody watching at home can see it on their screen. Well, we can't. So Chuck's over here going, he's doing the running, throws it, and he's doing the whole. He did for all 5 teams. He did the entire play. It was the greatest thing you'd ever seen, I promise you. But that's every Sunday at 5 p.m. right here at Quebedeaux is Coach Speak. We get to say things there. That's not, because of course, you have to be politically correct as a coach.
Correct.
You have to say, our guys gave 110%, and you know how it is. We get to cut up a lot on that show, and there's a lot of trash talking between the play-by-play guys. So if you promise you get it, it's an enjoyment. I think I told Tom Boucher, the voice of Menard, last week. He says it's hard to believe it's my 40th anniversary or 40th reunion, and I said, no, dude, it's not hard to believe at all. It's just, and he's like, man, we got a tent set up. I was like, is it a Hickson Brothers tent? And so again, it's so much fun, and we do that every Sunday at 5 p.m. here at Quebedeaux. So again, thanks them. They do a little double duty for us. So thank you, Quebedeaux. So Coach. A big matchup tomorrow night. We're super excited. We hope nothing but the best. We hope everybody has a great senior night. Everybody gets out of there healthy and running. And I know right now we're pretty healthy as a team.
We're pretty healthy as a team. We have a guy who'll be a game time decision, and maybe another guy who may or may not be able to make it. But for week 9, it's pretty healthy.
Absolutely.
So we'll take it.
I'll take it every time. I mean, in the past, we've had some, this one's out for the year. We've been very, very blessed this year, all things considered, here at Tioga. 14-0. It looks like they're still going, but it's 14-0. Your Tioga Junior High Braves over Pineville. So it's only a couple. What is it? Oh, the 8th grade. Yes, the varsity. So, yes, it's the championship for the 8th grade. So, hoping our Tioga Braves can bring home a championship and get them ready. Have all these 8th graders come up next year and help out this Tioga team. So, for Coach Kevin Cook, our coach we love and appreciate, for Chuck Perkins behind the camera, I am Billy French. This has been Reservation Roundup, getting ready for big senior night tomorrow at Peabody here live at Quebedeaux on 446 Sports. God bless you.